Part 3, the swim. Diving into the swim phase. You've experienced the drop, you've floated through the uncertainty, and now it's time to learn how to swim. This phase isn't about going back to the way things were before. It's about moving forward with a new sense of purpose, strength, and clarity. Building a new relationship with yourself. Think of the swim as your chance to rebuild from the ground up. The old version of you, the one that felt comfortable but limited, has started to fade. Now it's time to decide who you want to be. Personal initiation practices. Create rituals that mark this transition. It could be as simple as journaling every week or as bold as taking a solo trip to reflect on where you've been and where you're going. These small actions remind you that growth is intentional. Strengthening your masculine identity. This isn't about fitting into stereotypes. It's about embracing qualities like resilience, integrity, and the courage to face life's challenges head-on. Maybe if you're unsure where to start, check out books like Iron John by Robert Bly, or King, Warrior, Magician, Lover by Douglas Gillette. Connection practices for the swim. As you reconnect with yourself, you'll find that your relationships start to shift too. Some will deepen, while others might fade away. And that's okay. Grounding through social interaction. Practice being fully present in conversations. Notice how it feels to connect without overthinking or retreating into dissociation, building new connections. Look for people who inspire you and align with the values you're developing. These relationships will feel like anchors, keeping you steady as you move forward. Building confidence to forge meaningful connections. As you reconnect with yourself, it's natural to feel some hesitation about stepping out and making new connections, especially if social situations have started to feel a bit overwhelming. You might catch yourself overthinking conversations, worrying about how you're coming across, or even feeling unsure if you're worth connecting with. These feelings are common, and they don't mean there's something wrong with you. They're simply signs that you're growing and navigating unfamiliar territory. Here's how to gently recognize and work through those feelings while building the meaningful relationships that will anchor you in this process. 1. Notice the signs of social anxiety. Overthinking conversations. Do you replay interactions in your head, wondering if you said the wrong thing? That's your inner critic talking, and it's often louder than reality. Avoidance. Behaviors. Maybe you catch yourself skipping events or not responding to invites because the idea of showing up feels like too much. Physical reactions. Butterflies in your stomach, a racing heart, or feeling sweaty or tense are all common signs of anxiety when stepping into social situations. The first step is acknowledging these feelings without judgment. They're part of the process, not something to fight against or be ashamed of. 2. Start small and be intentional. You don't have to dive into big group settings right away. Start with something manageable, one-on-one conversations. Reaching out to a single person, like an old friend or someone who shares a common interest, can feel more approachable. Low-stakes environments. Choose settings where the pressure is low, like a casual coffee chat or a shared activity like going for a walk. Prepare for interaction. If you feel anxious, think of a few topics or questions in advance that you genuinely want to talk about. This can help you feel more in control. Remember, connection isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up. 3. Practice mindful presence. Anxiety often pulls you out of the moment, leaving you stuck in your head instead of enjoying the experience. Here are ways to stay grounded. Focus on listening. Instead of worrying about what you'll say next, focus on truly hearing the other person. This shifts the attention away from self-judgment and builds genuine connection. Anchor yourself physically. If you notice your anxiety creeping up, feel your feet on the ground or take a slow, deep breath. These simple actions help keep you present. Celebrate small wins. Even just showing up or making an effort to engage is a success. Acknowledge that courage. 4. Seek people who match your values. The best connections aren't about impressing people. They're about finding those who see and appreciate you for who you are. Look for shared depth. People who understand and respect the process you're going through. Mutual interests, whether it's hobbies, goals, or outlooks on life, shared interests create natural bridges. Non-judgmental energy. Seek out those who make you feel safe to express yourself without fear of being judged or dismissed. Eve, be honest about where you're at. You don't have to pretend everything is fine or that you've got it all figured out. In fact, being vulnerable can be one of the most powerful ways to connect. A simple, yeah, I've been figuring out some things about myself lately, can open the door to a deeper conversation. You might be surprised how many people relate to the feeling of being in transition. 6. Remember, it's a process. Confidence and ease in social situations build over time. Each small step, whether it's a hello, a coffee meetup, or even just a text, adds to your sense of connection and belonging. And while some attempts might feel awkward, every effort is a sign of growth. Keep showing up for yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. Final thought on social connections. Building new connections isn't just about finding others, it's also about learning more about yourself. The relationships you build during this time can reflect back the growth you're experiencing. They'll remind you that even when it feels hard, you're worth knowing, worth supporting, and worth connecting with. Trust the process. You've got this. Strengthening the swim. Signs of progress. Learning to trust yourself again. The signs that you're finding your rhythm during the swim might be subtle at first. You might notice that moments of disconnection happen less often, or when they do, they don't feel as overwhelming. You start making decisions with more confidence, even if they don't lead to perfect outcomes. That's progress. Here are a few ways you'll know you're on the right track. You feel more grounded. Those moments of clarity, when everything feels real and connected, start happening more often. You're learning to be present, even when things get tough. You're more comfortable with uncertainty. Life doesn't feel as scary when you accept that it's okay not to have all the answers. You're connecting more deeply with others. Conversations feel richer, and your relationships start to reflect the deeper version of yourself that's emerging. You're developing resilience. Setbacks don't knock you down the way they used to. You bounce back faster, with a clearer understanding of what matters. Practical tools for mastering the swim. This phase is all about applying what you've learned and continuing to build practices that keep you steady. Daily anchoring routines. Start and end each day with rituals that keep you grounded. This might mean journaling, meditating, or simply taking a moment to appreciate something small. Calm abiding meditation. This form of mindfulness, practiced by many traditions, teaches you how to sit with discomfort and let it pass. It's a powerful skill for managing stress and staying connected to the present. Physical grounding. Practices activities like yoga, tai chi, or even a weekly football match. Keep your body and mind in sync. Physicality anchors you in the moment, reminding your brain that you're safe and capable. Becoming the man you want to be. At this stage, you'll start to see glimpses of the man you're becoming. It's not about meeting anyone else's expectations, it's about living in alignment with your own values and purpose. Define your principles. What matters to you? What kind of legacy do you want to leave? Write these down and revisit them often. Own your strengths and weaknesses. Self-awareness is a superpower. The more you understand about yourself, the better equipped you'll be to face challenges head-on. Embrace responsibility. Taking ownership of your choices, your relationships, and your growth is a key part of stepping into adulthood. It's not about being perfect. It's about being accountable. Finding out what you want to do with your life and work. Have you ever had that nagging feeling that your job or studies just aren't right for you? Like there has to be more to life than the daily grind you're stuck in? If that's resonating, you're not alone. And it's a crucial part of the swim. This phase isn't just about getting back on track. It's about figuring out which track you even want to be on. The importance of purpose. Every man needs a purpose bigger than himself, a direction that aligns with who he's becoming and the life he wants to create. Before you settle down, get married, or start a family, This is the time to explore what truly drives you. It's about planting the seeds for your future contribution to the world and taking steps toward work and a lifestyle that feel meaningful and alive. Start where you are. You don't need to have all the answers yet. Start with the skills you already have, no matter how basic they seem. Organization and hustle. Whether you've managed shifts at work or kept a tight study schedule, these skills can translate into roles that give you freedom and flexibility. Social skills and charm. If you're good at making people laugh or connecting with strangers, think about jobs in hospitality, guiding, or entertainment. Retail or bartending experience. These roles might feel small, but they're stepping stones to broader opportunities, especially in new places where you can meet people and gain perspective. The power of experiences. Now is the time to use these skills to fuel experiences that take you out of your comfort zone. Travel and work. Abroad, consider heading to a holiday destination to work in hospitality, serving food and drinks, or even becoming a tour guide. These roles are not just jobs. They're chances to meet new people, discover new cultures, and learn more about yourself. Reconnect with the world. Traveling and working in dynamic environments can reignite your sense of adventure and show you how vibrant life can be when you're out there engaging with it fully. Planning for the leap. It's okay if this feels overwhelming or out of reach right now. Big moves like these take time. Time to save money, build confidence, and create a plan. But even the act of planning is part of the process. Start setting aside savings specifically for this leap. Research destinations and opportunities that excite you. Talk to people who've done something similar to get their advice and perspective. The key is to keep this vision in mind and take consistent steps toward it. Planning for this chapter isn't just practical, it's motivational. It keeps you focused on the possibilities rather than the constraints. Aligning work with purpose. The goal isn't just to find a job, it's to discover work that aligns with the person you're becoming. Experiences like these will help you figure out what you value, what you enjoy, and how you want to contribute to the world. From there, you'll start charting a course toward a career or path that reflects your deeper sense of purpose. Final encouragement about purpose. This process might take time and effort, but it's worth it. The courage to take this leap, to explore, experiment, and grow is what sets the foundation for a fulfilling life. You're not just working for a paycheck. You're working toward a future where your contribution feels meaningful and aligned with who you truly are. It's time to plant the seeds for this part of your life. And if you're looking for more guidance on this, check out our deeper dive video about finding purpose in work and study. It's packed with insights and practical tips to help you take that next step. Now, you've got this. Let's make it happen. Helping others in their swim. One of the most fulfilling parts of reaching the swim is realizing that you can now help others who are still in the drop or the float. Sharing your story, listening to theirs, and offering support isn't just good for them. It reinforces your own growth too. Closing the journey ahead. Integration and mastery. If you've made it to the swim, congratulations. You're navigating one of the hardest transitions of your life. But this isn't the end of your story. It's just the beginning. Life will keep throwing waves your way, but now you've got the tools to handle them. Remember, this process isn't about fixing yourself. It's about finding yourself. It's about embracing the messy, beautiful, and sometimes painful work of growing into the person you were always meant to be. Resources for continued growth. To keep building on what you've learned, here are some resources to explore. Iron John by Robert Bly, a deep dive into masculine identity and growth. King, Warrior, Magician, Lover by Douglas Gillette, a guide to understanding the archetypes of mature masculinity. Holosync audio series by Centerpoint Research Institute, a great tool for meditation and mental clarity. Meditation apps. Try Headspace or Insight Timer for guided meditations. Seek professional help if you need it. Therapists, psychologists, or meditation teachers can provide valuable guidance. Psychiatrists might also be helpful to get some medication which will help you ride out some of the stressful parts of this period and give you relief from symptoms while you recover yourself. Final encouragement. This journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Keep moving forward, even if it's one small step at a time. And remember, you're not alone in this. There's a whole community of people navigating the same waters, and together, we can all learn to swim. Thanks for joining us on this journey of self-discovery and healing. For deeper dives on all elements of this course, check out the rest of the channel and subscribe for updates. Remember to look at the resources section on each video's description to download PDFs of worksheets, fact sheets, and transcripts, as well as links to some of the resources we referred to in the course. Good luck, and thank you for watching.